And what is up, everybody? Welcome once again to our sit down here, all things relevant, here at Band Barracks, next to my good buddy, Ruben DeLion.
Hi.
And we have a very special guest in the building.
Very special guest.
Hi, my name is Mashal.
I'm glad I heard it that time. The first time I was like, how do you say your name? And I butcher names. So if I still said it incorrectly, I apologize.
Yeah, say it right now?
Mashal.
Perfect.
Boom.
There you go.
Nice.
I'm a professional. I'm great now.
Nice. My turn. Mashal.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Right here. High five.
Yes, we're getting it. Well, thank you for taking out of your time today and being here, having to sit down with us.
Of course.
You're the second female woman, however you want to say this, okay, to be on our podcast.
Wow.
Yeah. We had one, but YouTube said they didn't like our content and they took it down.
Wow.
Yeah. We were beefing with them for a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me here.
Awesome.
Of course.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
So I own a beauty salon in Richmond, Texas, and it's literally called Mashal Salon.
Nice.
We do all like hair, threading, eyebrows, threading, waxing, facials, and I also a little side hustle I like to do on the side is flip cars.
Say what?
So that's how I made my money to open up my salon.
So you were flipping cars in order to, so that was like the prime gig first, right?
Yes.
So you were flipping cars in order to open up your salon.
Yes.
And what kind of brought up that idea about the cars, actually?
I started when I was really little. So actually my family owns a car dealership.
Okay.
And so that's how I use the license to flip the cars. So I buy the cars from the auction, fix them up, resell them for like market price. I just buy them for wholesale.
Oh, okay.
And that's still what I do currently.
Awesome.
Nice. That's a good hustle going on there.
Well, also, like, I don't know, you don't hear a lot of women that are into things like vehicles. Like, the beauty salon thing made sense, right? And, you know, I might sound a certain way, but it does. But do you actually work on the cars, or do you have somebody that works on them?
It depends. If it's like a lot of damage on the car, like for example, like a new bumper needs to be repainted. Obviously, I would have to have somebody do that for me. If it's small things like just maintenance wise, I've had a lot of cars. Like the car I actually recently bought, it just needs maintenance. So like oil changes, maybe it needs new tires. It needed like all the fluids need to be replaced.
Okay.
Small stuff like that I can easily do. When it comes to body work and like of course engine work, I'm not that familiar, so I'd have to take it to somebody who I can trust to do that. It just depends on every single car, like American, European, Japanese, and
So you know how to change the oil out of a car?
of course
You know how to change a tire?
yes.
That's crazy. That's awesome. It sounds crazy because you don't, like I said, you don't hear that very much from women.
Only if the car has a spare tire.
You're like, if it's not there, I'm fucked.
Yeah, then I call AAA.
I think that's everybody. I don't think anyone can change a tire without a spare tire.
Of course.
Or call Alec so he can go ruin it some more.
Well, you know, you can find some on the freeway, so
Oh yeah, on the side of the road.
just like gather the pieces. Yeah, I'll make one. We'll
Yeah.
glue it together.
Give
No,
him
that's
some
super cool.
duct tape. That's all I need. Duct tape and Gorilla Glue.
That's super cool. So, what's the craziest maybe car that you've bought to flip? Like the damage that you've seen on a car that you've bought?
Ooh, I have had a frame damaged car one time. That the whole back was like they had to pull the frame out, and yeah, I mean, once it was all put back together, it looks like the car was brand new. But if you check that Carfax, it's gonna say something different. But again, when I resell the car, I'm very open. I'm very honest. I even show them the Carfax before I sell them the car. Like, hey, this is what you're getting. There was prior frame damage, and I mean, now the car looks completely. It looks new. It drives new. You're not gonna find any issues with it. I'm very, very blunt when it comes to reselling it too. I'm just very honest. I don't like to hide anything.
That's very honorable too, because a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people just say, "It looks new, man. You're good. Take it for a spin."
Yeah.
Well, the Carfax says, "No, don't look
Yeah.
at that. You crazy."
At least I try to make it look good. I
Yeah.
like presentable, of course.
But it's very honorable and very good that you are front with them ahead of
course.
time, so that way if they don't feel comfortable, then it's
Of
somebody
course.
will eventually.
Somebody will. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's like a frame damage car, then of course it's not going to be selling for a high price. It's going to
Yeah.
be quite low. So if anyone wants it, then
There
some
you go.
people like to keep them. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, I'm in the business of reselling, so I never stick with a car for too long. Unless it's like a car like, oh my God. Like I had a GTR, and that one I was planning on keeping it. And unfortunately, it did get stolen.
God damn it, Alec! I know it was you.
Yeah, it was me.
He's driving it right now in the parking lot. Everybody. He's
Couldn't
not-
have been Alec. I don't think it was him. Somebody stole his hair.
Is it?
Oh,
Is it because he's too short?
Whoa.
No,
okay.
Wait, no, it has nothing to do
Okay,
with that.
and we're off the rockers.
And we're off the rockers once
And
again.
Here it goes. We're already starting.
What about, because obviously this is business type stuff. I mean, did you go to school for learning the business end of this, or is it something you kind of picked up as you went, being that your family owns a dealership?
So my family taught me at a very young age. They're my teachers. I give them all the credit. Really, they
Awesome.
made me who I am today. They're both very business minded. They're both entrepreneurs. So I learned from them, and they
Okay.
teach me even till this day. I'm still learning from them. I did not go to college. I mean, I am in college, but I'm not going to college for business.
Okay.
I'm going to college for something else. But yeah, it's all my parents really.
What are you going to college for, if you don't mind?
Of course not. It's for science, biology.
Okay.
Are you trying to clone a dire wolf?
I heard about that.
Oh,
No.
here we go again.
I'm actually I love like space exploration, so I'm actually really hoping to like start a
That's
business
crazy.
from there.
Katy Perry just went up there.
Man.
I heard about that. Is that true? That's actually like a real thing. She actually
She
went up
went to the outer orbit. She didn't go into space. She
Okay.
went like above the clouds. and that
Oh,
was it.
Jesus. That's crazy. I've been there too. Nobody made a big mess out of that, but
Yeah.
I went there too when I was drinking a Red Bull. Gave me wings.
Did you have wings?
Yep,
There you go. See,
see?
Red Bull does give you wings, everybody.
it does.
Don't believe that. People are gonna believe that.
The
Don't do
pink one does.
Well, wasn't there some kind of thing that happened with that where like people were suing because they're like, oh, some guy jumped off a building or something? Was like,
I
oh,
heard a guy did
yeah.
sue them or something.
Yeah, there was a guy that actually sued Red Bull because they have a thing, or their slogan is Red Bull gives you wings, and he was drinking, hammering them down, packs and packs at a time
I'm
each
sorry.
day.
I'm sorry to bother you. Didn't they change it though? Did they change it? Like they don't say it anymore, huh?
I thought they didn't, but if you watch the commercials, they still say it gives you wings. So I don't know. But
I haven't paid
But
attention.
he developed a heart condition because of it, because he was hammering down Red Bulls like crazy.
Oh yeah, nah.
So when he was in the hospital, he decided that he was going to sue Red Bull, and he ended up winning because they didn't put on there like, there's no disclaimer says, okay, don't be an idiot and believe this. But
Oh my god.
so he actually won. I don't know what the settlement is or anything like that. I don't know. Can you look that up, Alec?
See if you can fact check that for us,
Fact check it.
Alex. I do know that I think after that situation with that guy, they changed it over where they did do a disclaimer where they would say, Red Bull does not really give you wings, but whatever.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
did. They did. I
you're
remember
right.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
See if we can, let's see what Alex finds on that. But that's, yeah, that did happen.
It was either a dude or a chick. But I
It
think
was a dude. They're the only ones that are idiots enough to. We're idiots.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true. We will.
especially, and you know what? He'd probably been drinking before he did that.
He probably had Red Bulls
And mixed
vodka.
it with vodka too, and he was like, "Yeah, man, Red Bull gives you wings. I got this." Goddamn idiot!
Jesus Christ.
Drink responsibly, people.
Don't do that.
Fucking Christ! Look who's talking, right? Me. I'm just kidding.
How much have you had to drink already?
Not enough.
So they did agree to modify his advertising or reframe of using that gives you wings slogan in a way it can be interpreted as a literal claim. Wow.
Well, I mean, it's sad though too, because like I know there was at one point McDonald's got sued by this lady because of the coffee.
It was too hot.
It was too hot or something, and it's like
that blows my mind because it was some old lady, and they went to a McDonald's drive-thru. You know, the old people got to have coffee. So
these days, you can just sue anyone.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna sue you, Sal.
I can sue him for that haircut.
There you go. All three of us are gonna sue Attic now.
Okay, Jesus.
But she was at the drive-thru and she was getting this coffee, and then instead of just pulling over and like,
y'all guys haven't seen it yet, but that's what Alex's hair looked like. No, I'm just kidding.
Now that's Mashal right there.
All right.
What? No.
Alec, I can pull up a photo right now on my phone.
Oh, do it. Do it.
What were you saying, bud? You were saying something
before
about
Alec rudely interrupted me?
Yeah.
That's nice. Thank you for that, Alec, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No wonder that's what we pay you for. So, but anyway, instead of her just pulling off and stirring her coffee, she does it while they're driving and it spills on her. And she ends up getting like some crazy burns and stuff. Then she sues McDonald's and wins because their coffee was too hot.
That's crazy.
I thought coffee supposed to, I thought it was supposed to be hot.
Well, you could do it both ways, but I mean, you already know if you're ordering a coffee and you're ordering a warm coffee, you know it's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot.
I'm gonna want my coffee hot. I don't want it if I'm ordering for a hot coffee.
I don't like coffee. I'm not a hot coffee. I'm not a coffee guy.
I don't need coffee, but I'll drink it for sure. Okay. Sometimes I drink a little bit too much, but on the upside, I don't pour any cream or sugar.
Okay, good. That's nice.
I drink it like I like my men.
Okay, that's nice.
It's dark.
Shit, I wouldn't mind some Reuben coffee.
Oh, here it is.
It's a joke. You never seen that? The little girl that the kid comes over and is like, would you like some coffee? Oh, no, he brings her over coffee and we're like, would you like cream or sugar or something like that? And then she's like, no, thank you. I like my coffee like I like my men.
I must be living under a rock.
I think you or under a car.
Literally. Literally.
Or at doing someone's eyebrows.
Actually, I don't do any of the services. I just sign everyone's paychecks. I pay all the bills. I pay the lease. I make sure there's product in the store.
That is awesome. Nice.
Yeah,
look at you, a hustler.
Literally, yeah. Like I just come in for like an hour or two. Sometimes I don't even go unless I want to. Damn. And I just check.
Man, life is great for you. Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on your blessings. That's great.
Thank you.
Now, the whole science thing, you said you're into space and all that, right? Like that's what you're into.
I feel like that's just a future space. Mm-hmm. I don't know, like I mean, isn't Elon Musk saying we're all gonna go to Mars or something?
Right.
In a couple years, he's trying to find a way to get there. So I think space is just the future. I want to be involved.
You were gonna say something, but I'm sorry. I think I cut you off.
Was I? I have no idea.
No, you're good.
I guess so.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Okay.
I didn't want to cut you off.
No, it's fine. You do it all the time. So does Alec and everyone else, but it's fine.
So here's my question for you, because you're into space and that's what you're going to school for. Do you think it really happened? Did we go to the moon?
Okay.
That's a great question. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Just because I really want to be in that industry, so they don't kick me out of the industry.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they see this, I'm gone. I don't know if they're sending me to space or not, but I'm definitely out of here.
That's gonna be the first question they ask you in big bold letters.
They may send you to space, but like dead.
Jesus Christ, bro.
That was a little dark.
What's wrong
actually.
with you, dude?
Sorry.
Oh my God.
I like my coffee like I like my jokes.
Dark. I love that one. That was good. I love it. No, that was good. That was good.
Thank you.
Props.
I just wanted to impress Reuben.
Oh, okay.
Well,
that's a weird thing to do.
For me, I'm starting to find it a little difficult to believe that we actually really did go to the moon.
Why
now, have we been out to space? Possibly, yeah.
Maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, well, the space station, yeah.
Right. Maybe.
Yeah, Katy Perry.
Yeah.
God damn
Katy
it.
Perry.
No, not Katy Perry.
And we'll come back to that actually too, the Katy Perry thing. But it's a little hard for me to believe it just because, and you know, I'm kind of going based off of what I've been seeing, like documentaries and stuff like that, and clips and videos where they're like, yeah, and they had this screen and this is what it looked like and this was the staging of it. I'm like, so I guess we didn't go to the moon. But I don't know, right? I'm one of those people that I want to, I'll kind of pick out the pieces and information. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, I wasn't there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they did or they didn't.
Same here. I'm just going off what they're telling me, telling us.
They've done studies though, where like they actually recreated it in some studio, and it was like almost an exact match.
I heard
like there's even
that.
videos, and that's why I'm saying I've been seeing videos of supposedly these people that are out in space, not the moon, but out in space, where it's like you can tell that they just have something like some, like with the movies when they put those wires or whatever it is, and they're just flipping around. It's like, man, that's tough. That's tough. It sucks because all this time everybody's like, yeah, these people are really out in space, and they're not really out there. Just like the whole Katy Perry thing. That's what happened. Yeah. There was too much in that was the point, right? They wanted to put this out there and be like, oh, we sent women to space or whatever. It's great. And then there was too many clips where it's like, that doesn't look real. It looks very fake. And then the whole thing when the shuttle thing dropped, they weren't supposed to be able to open it from the inside. Mm-hmm. And that's where Katy Perry messed up because she did open it.
And then someone slammed it shut really quick. The one that was supposed to open it slams it shut really quick because she's not supposed to be able to open it from the inside to come out.
Well, the whole propaganda thing was that Jeff Bezos was supposed to open it with the freaking bar that's supposed to be the only thing that can open it. And so that's where that whole feud is at right now because they're like, okay, so was it even real then? I guess it was staged. Everybody's like, okay, it was staged, right?
Yeah.
So
everyone's saying that they went just high enough for them to float. Like, not exactly into space, but like right before where he can float freely. And then they came back down. Wow. They were only up there for like, 2 minutes, I think?
I think it was a total of like 15 minutes. Like 15? The whole thing was like 15 minutes.
Yeah, they weren't up there long.
Yeah, they weren't out there, for so long.
But they want to brag that there's actually women who actually went to space, to the space station and stuff, but they want to say they're the first women to go. That's not right.
Well, I think hasn't there? It's been documented that there's been how many? 1 or 2 women that actually have gone to space. Do you know about that?
Actually, I don't know too much about that.
Really?
That's why I'm still in school.
It's funny because the podcast I had last before y'all was about astronauts, and it was astronauts on the podcast.
Did you learn anything from that?
A little bit.
Well, that's nice.
I definitely need to watch that podcast then.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you watch ours too.
Nah,
we're not too bad.
Not bad at all.
I don't know, Sal. I mean, you're you sometimes. So I mean,
yeah, but I prefer to be me than somebody else.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Very true.
But anyways, let's go back to space. Mm-hmm. So you're saying, well, so the whole Jeff Bezos thing was obviously, I think that was more like, propaganda, kind of trying to show off stuff, maybe political a little bit. But Elon Musk, I can believe.
I can believe that one. Yes, I mean, his is actually like they go live streaming. Like that one's all. I believe him.
So there's preparation already for sending people to Mars, right? Is that what you're telling me?
I heard, yes. Yeah. I mean, they haven't successfully, had someone, there.
Right.
I know that there's, a lot of, how do I say, drones or...
They've sent a rover up there.
Yeah, right? Rovers. They have, a lot of machines, circling the planet, but no one's actually, I don't think anyone's actually, stood on Mars. Yeah.
Right.
But they say it's habitable.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whenever Earth goes to shit, then start sending people
Well,
out there.
who says it hasn't already?
I mean, I can still breathe, and I have no problem. This is Interstellar right now, where there's no death storms, so I think I'm good. But
so, are you kind of aiming towards maybe? Is that a goal for you? Maybe to maybe go be part of the
space program
people that go to Mars?
I don't know, but I definitely want to be the one that helped people go there. I want my name to be like a credit, I definitely want to do something with
the first person to drive a GTR on the moon.
Ooh,
hey, that would be pretty dope.
Badass.
No, not the moon, on Mars, guys. We're going to Mars.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Alec, where are you?
Man, this guy.
I don't know, man.
I'm telling you.
By the time that happens, bro, I have a 488. I don't know about a GTR.
What's the 488?
The Ferrari.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's the dream car. That's the car I would actually keep. I wouldn't
definitely.
Yeah, like that one, I don't care. Like,
yeah, so you're into cars.
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that you said 488 and I was like, what? And then you said Ferrari. I was like, oh, Ferrari, okay.
Nice.
Because I love cars. I love sports cars. Like that's my thing. And it's not for the reason that most guys like them. Most guys like them because like they get to, supposedly brag like, oh, I got this, Ferrari, this Porsche, whatever.
I see cars as a reflection of your hard work. This is how, like, I'm driving this because, or like even like the cars I have right now, like I own a business. I'm really busting my ass out. I'm hustling. This is a reflection. Even I can wear I literally wear joggers, PJs, but then my car just speaks for itself. I can walk. I'm like a whole Adam Sandler but girl version.
Oh, nice, nice way to good example.
That's a great example because he's the same way. I mean, that dude wears basketball shorts to every award show, and that dude's got more money than anybody in Hollywood.
Yeah, bro's a millionaire, and he dresses like that. Like I'm trying to be like that. Like I want to.
Dude will play out in public basketball. He's a good hooper too.
Yeah, he goes to LA. He goes. Was it LA Fitness? Right? Was that? Is LA Fitness with the one with the? I don't know.
Well, there's a couple gyms with.
One of the gyms of basketball courts, and he goes and hoops up and with people and stuff there.
Yeah, he's a good hooper.
I love that he's so humble, so down to earth.
Oh yeah.
Like he don't need to like show he's a millionaire.
You seem like a very humble girl as well.
I am very.
That's good.
Yeah, that's very rare.
But it's all, you also have some kind of also pride to you, which is also good.
Yeah.
Like we've spoken about that on the podcast before, where there's a meter for being humble and being prideful, and you got to keep it in between.
Of course.
When you keep it in between, because you got to be proud of the things that you do,
yeah.
Which it seems like you are, and that is good. Because the way you've explained it doesn't come off as. Sometimes you'll see some of these influencers on both ends, on both spectrums, male and female, that they just come off very like braggy, and you're like, Jesus, calm down. Yeah. But you've mentioned it in a way that seems very healthy, where you're like, look, I've just been working, and I've been doing my thing, and I'm noticing the fruits of my labor, and I'm proud of it. That's good. I applaud you.
Thank you. I mean, I have a second. I literally have a work truck, and that's the daily. Oh. So, and then I have my flip car, which I will drive like once in a while. Can't put miles on it, just to resell it. I mean, I can easily keep the cars that I have, but every move has to be an investment. I'm just trying to build up. I'm not trying to stay at the same spot.
You're a bright girl. I can tell that right now.
Yeah, very
Do you
smart.
mind me asking what truck? What's your daily? What's the truck?
A Tacoma. Yeah,
I'm
nothing,
driving a
nothing
Tacoma
crazy.
The taco. Did you steal my Tacoma?
Yeah, nothing crazy. No diesel truck. Nothing too lifted. Just something. Just
4-cylinder?
Take it on the dirt. It's a 6-cylinder.
Oh, it's still good.
Take it like on the dirt roads. I used to drive dirt bikes, so that's something. It's a little fun there. That's why I love having a little truck for that.
What about
you said still good. Do you like the 4-cylinder more than the 6-cylinder?
No, what I mean by that is because the 4-cylinder is really good, especially Toyotas are really good.
Reliable.
They're
of course
the best in the car business, and even better now because they're really bringing out the works with visual. Like now their cars look amazing. I mean, if you had a Prius back then, you're a dude with a Prius, you were looked at and you're like, yeah, dude, you're gay. You're not getting any chicks whatsoever. But have you seen the new Prius?
No.
Oh.
I'm not a Prius guy.
It's actually fast too.
And it's fast and it looks amazing.
It beat the new WRX in a drag race.
I think Toyota's the best car brand out there, like reliability wise, the best in the game.
Oh, 100%.
Like I read up on Toyota's history. So Toyota used to like copy Honda, Nissan. They used to just copy them until they made their own thing, and they're the best in the game, 100%. I love my Tacoma.
Well, my parents they have a 2000 Toyota Sienna. Thing's almost at 500,000 miles.
Wow!
Jesus.
And it kicks, bro. It's a 6-cylinder, and it's a good vehicle. It's a little bit out of maintenance, but as far as like the interior, they could have kept up with it a little better, but
it's still going.
It's still kicking. It's still kicking. So it's a really great car. But the Tacoma, the 4-cylinder, is better on the gas, right? It's a 4-cylinder. But the 6-cylinder, it doesn't disappoint because it's got a little kick to it, but it's still good on gas because they. I want to say none of their cars have this, But a lot of the foreign vehicles, they've gone with the turbos, right? Like Mercedes, BMW. I don't know if Nissan. I don't know if the Japanese cars have. But I know the European for sure, they've gone with like turbos in their vehicles.
Yeah, the recent AMGs have the 4-cylinder. They changed it. It used to be a V8 bi-turbo. Now it's a 4-cylinder with turbos.
With turbos, yeah. Like the, what was it? The, well, a couple years back, the Mercedes CLK AMG was the fastest 4-cylinder around because it kicked at like 400 horsepower, close to 400 torque. So it'd take off like 0 to 60 in like 3 to 4 seconds.
I could do that running.
For a 4-cylinder, dude. That's crazy.
That's insane.
I could do that running, dude.
It's amazing.
I don't know about that one.
Timing right now.
But
Alec, put a stopwatch on the thing. We're going to do it right now.
But Toyota has for sure kept it where all their vehicles are naturally aspirated. They don't have any turbos or anything like that. There's just pure engine, pure engineering behind it. So Tacomas are great. Yeah. What do you drive for the weekend? Like the fun, if going out on a weekend or stuff like that?
Well, right now the current flip is a little Corvette 2018. So that's my little weekend car for now, unless I can find my GTR. But
Sweet.
But the truck is just a work truck. If I'm ever going to like deliveries, or if I'm even that can even be the weekend car too. If I'm going out like dirt biking at the little rallies. So
that's good.
Either
though.
or.
That's good though, because most people in your position, they would love nothing more than just to brag about their cars and show them all off and be just straight dicks about it.
Yeah,
and you are just very humble. You're just very, you know what?
Some slight.
This is, but you like what you like, but you're very proud of what you've accomplished, though, and that's a good thing. There's a difference between, working hard and showing off what you have, and then just having it, and then you're just being a complete dick about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you actually know the worth of it because you worked for it, and you just want to say, hey, look, I worked for this. It's like you say you want to be in pajamas and sweats and all that, and like, well, look at what I've achieved though.
Yeah,
I earned it. I earned the right to do all that.
Yeah, I can look homeless, but again, the car will speak for itself. I don't need to explain.
You can look like Alec and still be humble.
Damn.
Unless someone says, "Oh, nice rental."
Damn.
I'd be like,
That's right.
Has anybody ever said that to you, or have you ever experienced where somebody was, because the Karens, right, or the Kevins, where they're like, "Oh man, yeah, parents must be nice to have rich parents."
Daddy's money. I get that a lot. Like car meets. Even like people who are following me like on social media, they were like, "That's money."
Do you go to car meets? You do car meets?
Yes.
Let's go. Please tell me you brought the Corvette.
I did.
Yes. Can I check it out afterwards? Not drive it, just
of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I still gotta fix some things on it, so
that's cool. I told you I love cars.
Perfect.
So you can explain to me what you're gonna do to it afterwards.
I got
all that
you.
good stuff.
For when I look at like my cars, I look at everything's kind of what's wrong with it. So I'm looking at the damages. I'm looking at how much it's gonna cost me to fix it, and then I look at every car as an investment. Not like, again, if it's like my dream car, like my 488, that's like, all right, that's my baby, that's my dream. But for now, I'm looking at cars that says, all right, how much money can I make from this? How much money can I sell it for? How much money do I got to put in the car? Even when I buy it at the auction, I'm looking at every single detail when it comes to buying them and reselling.
How do you feel when? Have you ever experienced that where they're like, "Oh, daddy's money"?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what do I got to do? Do I have to show you my bank account? Do I have to show you the title of the car? Like,
crazy.
Sometimes I don't really care to explain myself. I'm just like, all right, I'll come. I mean, don't put my dad on speaker. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, you're just mad.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. I really don't. I don't really care too much. I'm just like, what color is your GTR? What color did your dad buy your GTR?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, the difference is like, I know I'm sure it bothers you, but sometimes it's worth to just, at least I earned my stuff and you didn't. For me, I'd be like, well, at least to myself, it's like, I know I earned it.
Of course.
You can say everything you want, but I know how I got mine.
Exactly. That's why I don't pay attention. I'm just like, all right.
Yeah. And
God knows.
Yeah, if they start saying something, whatever you say, buddy.
Yep. Exactly. Literally. Whatever you say.
If I were you, I'd be like, no, it's actually your daddy's money.
Damn. There you see.
Yeah, that's a pretty good burn.
I'm gonna write that down.
That was good.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Good job, Alec.
Well, at the end of the day, actually, nobody has to explain anything to anybody.
Of course.
To be honest, it's like, dude, you don't know my life. You don't know what I do.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know the hard work I've had to put in to be where I'm at.
Exactly.
I don't know why I got this mohawk.
Yeah, exactly.
How did we? What?
What?
How did we go from that to Mohawks?
No, he said, you don't know how I got this.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
There's a little pitch in there. For
I'm
everything.
sorry. I zoned out for a second.
But yeah, nobody has to explain anything, especially somebody you're just, meeting randomly in the street.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm just, I bet you like one encounterment, I don't need to explain myself.
Exactly. There was something I was going to ask you right now. It left my mind that had to do with.
Was it about the car?
No, it has to do with.
Was it space? Oh, take a swig. There you go.
I feel like they definitely say that about me because I look young and I'm a girl. That's it.
Well, and so that's where I was gonna go with the conversation is. I don't know if I should ask it as if you agree or what do you. Let's say this. How
do you view it?
What do you think about it though when people say that, but knowing that a good majority of women, what they're doing to achieve the success that they've got, especially things like in social media, right? Which is like a big thing. Most of them are either showing their body off a lot or they're getting with people that have money. Like, do you think that that's a thing, like a cultural thing where that's really what it is? Like how women, majority of women are advancing in their economical status?
Well, to each their own. I just have a lot of morals and like religious and my family. Like, I feel like I'm representing my family, still having their like my father's last name. I feel like I'm representing them. What I do, my work, I'm working hard. It just looks good on everybody else, and especially for me. So again, they're each their own. The way you make your money, that's none of anybody's business. You do what you gotta do. But I like to say I really worked for it, like blood, sweat, and tears. That.
Yeah, I mean, to use the money you use for flipping cars to open your own business. I mean, that's very. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of challenges with that too. So.
Yeah, and with social media, I feel like that just stays there. That's staying there till the day you die.
Oh, yeah.
Even like if you have like a family one day or kids, they're all gonna see that. So
the problem is a lot of people nowadays they just don't care though.
That's true. They don't really care.
And it's wrong. It's like,
well, you were raised right by what you expressed right now because you spoke about morals, religion, your father's last name, and that's not something that you hear a lot. I mean, it's it's respectful to say what you said about, hey, to each their own. It's just that you start seeing the decay in things, especially in society, when you're seeing videos of chicks that are like, I've seen a lot of these videos where they'll ask like a chick like, hey, would you cheat on your guy? And they're like, oh yeah. Like they say it like it's nothing. Like I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Oh my God, I've seen those videos. I just it's so disrespectful. Like right. Oh God, I don't know. Yeah, it's just crazy to hear. It's just, no one has respect these. I feel like cheating is just so normal now. It's so normalized. It's insane. It's very insane.
Yeah, but you mentioned that very key word where you said, I have morals. And that's something that, sadly, a lot of people don't have nowadays.
I mean, that's with men and women, though.
Yeah, both.
Both of them. That's with both of them. That not everybody in society nowadays have morals and respect for themselves or their family or their future families or none of that. So you're definitely a rare one to have those values and those morals, and you care about your father's last name because a lot of people don't care about it. So that's very impressive with you.
Thank you.
But you know what? If maybe Alec can fact check this, I will say this much: there's this whole belief in society, in relationships, that the guys are like the major cheaters. There's actually a higher percentage of women cheating than it is men.
I heard about that,
and I don't know if Alec could look that up to see if how true that is.
He's hard at work, everybody.
That man he's amazing.
He's working hard right now. He's even off the stool, if you can see.
We give him a hard time, but he does a good job. He does a great job.
Sometimes.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, come on, Alec. Don't be like that.
But yeah, see if you could look that up for us. I want to see how true that is. men are slightly more likely than women to cheat on their partners. While both men and women experience infidelity, studies consistently show a higher reported rate of cheating among men. Huh. How about that?
So were you wrong?
So I guess I was wrong.
Oh, okay.
Was I wrong? I guess. Yeah.
I can't say I'm not surprised.
What's that mean?
Boy.
I'm sorry. I hear more men than women. So.
Really? Huh. Well, I have too. I mean, as far as, like the saying goes, around the way, I've heard more of men cheating. Mm-hmm. But I thought I had seen a show or of something of the sort where it says like, it's more women cheating than men. Wow.
Maybe nowadays a little bit more, but
might have changed up a little bit.
Yeah, because I think
this says
I don't know how recent this is.
2018, right?
What is it?
The Institute for let's drop that show more if we could, bud. If you could please hit that show more.
This one says 2024.
The Institute for Family Studies reports that 20% of men and 13% of women reported having sex with someone other than their spouse while married.
I'm not gonna lie, 20% is kind of scary. Like, I know it doesn't sound like a big number, but that's kind of a big number.
That is kind of a big number.
You're right. Like, looking at it as just 20 to 100, right? It doesn't seem...
Like one in all...
That's like...
Yeah.
Like, one in all my 5 friends are cheaters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But it goes back to what we were talking about, the moral stance that people have. And then it's really dropped a lot. A lot of people just don't hold morals to a high standard. It's just like
and values.
Yeah, it's just like whatever. That's life. I mean, and it can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody where you just kind of, either get wrapped up in whatever situation or case, and things happen. We're imperfect human beings, but there's always room to improve for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and men too are very. They love to brag about that they're cheating to their homies and stuff.
Yeah, like it's some sort
like
of
some
flex.
Sport, and it's like it's not right, bro. It's like
it's crazy. I've had some guy friends that I'm not gonna list the names of, but
do it.
I've had some guy friends that have told me some pretty crazy opinions on like men and women cheating, and they literally view it as like since it's harder to score as a guy than a girl, then it doesn't count if I cheat, but it does count if she cheats, which obviously I don't agree with. But there's a lot of guys that actually think that way.
They say like whenever a woman cheats, more with emotions, so it's more like cheating. For men, it's more like
just for
like
physical
pleasure. Yeah, pleasure, physical. Yeah,
like me and Ruben.
Oh my God, here we go.
Well, men are very visual creatures. We're very visual creatures,
and women are very emotional creatures.
Exactly. So we see something that's just like, okay, looks great,
which makes sense why we cheat a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. It does make sense. Not that it's right. I'm just saying it makes sense. Yeah. But that's what it is. We see something that just looks great. We're like, yes, gotta have it. Whereas opposed to women, it's more like, and that's why it's one of those things that hits a little harder when it's the woman that cheats, because it wasn't like, it wasn't because you saw him and he had the rock hard abs and the muscles and you like that, whatever, he's tall. It was like, he, treated me really nice and would buy me flowers and da-da-da. But again, not saying that it's right. In all fairness, I think sometimes depending also the longevity of a marriage, we on both ends, you kind of tend to just kind of get used to stuff, right? And then with men, you kind of go away from what the gentleman that you were to attract your wife, like the going out for dates, going to the movies, out for a walk at the park, bringing the roses and the chocolates and the talking pretty. And I think that's what may cause probably women to kind of cheat, because then there's, either this guy at work or at the gym that treats her really nice and da-da-da-da-da. So, but again, it's tough.
That's why you got to treat your girl good.
Got to treat your girl good.
That's really, I heard about like, obviously I have no experience in that, but I'm trying to like put myself in like another woman's shoes and see like, why would I cheat? Okay, if my man is not showing me like love and attention at home, he's not treating me like from the beginning. Again, like you said, they're getting used to it. okay, I kind of, not that of course I would ever do that, but I can see why the statistics are like, okay, this is why women cheat. Like, this is why they would do it.
I think people are more likely to cheat if they have kids. The reason I say that is because breaking up isn't as much of an option whenever you're like in a marriage and you've got kids.
I've heard that.
But with marriage, you have vows. You know, you're breaking vows. What's the point of marriage if you're gonna?
Yeah, I'm definitely not arguing about its morality. I'm just saying, like, I think it's probably more likely that people feel pressured to not leave the relationship no matter what, even if they're doing wrong in it.
And I've always disagreed with that. I mean, and I have no dog in the fight because I don't have children. So it's always tough to put an opinion on something that you don't have. You don't experience.
Yeah,
you could think about it so much in a certain way as a person on the outside looking in. Yeah. But when you're in, it's a completely different ball game.
Exactly. Like maybe she's doing this for the children, or like I don't know.
Are we cheating for the children?
Well, maybe again, there's so many different. I wouldn't know, of course. Again, like, I'm just looking through the window.
Timmy's like, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, like she has her own needs, but she doesn't want a divorce because of the children or whatever.
Yeah, well, kids play a huge factor in why parents will stay together no matter how unhappy they are.
Of course.
I mean, once a kid is old enough to understand, that's fine. You can leave. But when they're little kids, you always got to grind your teeth and bite your tongue and just say, you know what? At this point, I'm going to go probably see someone else, but I'm only going to be here for them so they're not in a broken home.
Of course.
In a way. You know what I mean?
But nowadays, it's so normal for like the baby mama, the baby daddy. Yeah. It's like no marriage, no commitment, just children.
Oh, yeah.
And then, which is so weird because you're making a commitment with children. That's a big commitment right there. But you cannot be committed for marriage. It's a little off-putting right there.
Baby daddies be leaving these days.
What?
Baby daddies, they're like leaving a lot these days. Like I've seen a lot of single moms because like dad just dips once they have the kid.
Yeah, that's true. But because it comes back to like there was this gentleman, I forgot this guy's name, but he would do like a podcast type thing, and he'd speak with women, and I remember one of the videos, the chick was like, oh, I keep men aren't shit because da-di-da-di-da-da. And the guy's like, no, maybe the men you're meeting are shit. You need to meet different men. Mm-hmm. You can't say that it's just like it's general, right? You can't say, oh, all women are the same. No, maybe the women you're running into or the women that you're bringing to the table for yourself is not the kind of women you should have. And it's the same with men. You observe how a person is. How do they behave? For example, if you want to know how, in the greater percentage, right, that you'll notice, how does he treat a woman? Right, that's the whole part of courting and dating. So, for example, you date a guy, right? Let's say, if you date a guy, you're going to want to observe how he treats his mom and how he treats his sisters.
100%. The way he treats those women is going to be a reflection of how he treats you.
Because then that's going to be how he treats you. Mm-hmm. And for a man, you're going to want to see how it is that a woman interacts with her family. Is she kind with her family? Is she, loving with her family? Is she respectful to her parents? Because when you see that, you're like, okay, that's how she's going to be with me. Mm-hmm. So if she's disrespectful, she's rude, doesn't care about her family, she's not going to care about you.
Mm-hmm. Well, exactly.
Right? So relationships are tough.
Yeah.
These days with social media, it's very complicated. Like honestly thinking about a relationship in this generation, this era is so scary. Like I don't even want to think about that.
Oh yeah, because everything is on Instagram or Facebook, and you could be with someone, woman or man, and then you like someone's picture, and the first thing, if that person's very insecure, it's gonna be, well, why'd you like that person's picture, or what was going on with them? You're like, oh, come on, bro. Like, what's wrong with you?
Honestly, I see that, though. I liking someone else's picture, because I know how I would feel if I see a guy who has a girlfriend and he's liking my photos. I'd be like, okay, he likes the photo. He might think I'm attractive. What is this girl going to think? Like, I feel more, I feel bad. Obviously, I would, block the guy, but...
You ever feel like hitting her up? and like showing her?
Sometimes, I mean, yes,
That's
but
so
at the same
messy.
time,
I
it's
hate that
it's messy. It's none of my that is none of
Maybe
my
I'm messy.
business. Like I'm like I don't know. It depends. If he's like DMing me, then yeah. But
I feel like, I mean, this is just me, but I feel like liking the picture is really no harm to it, unless he's messaging you or something. Then that's when you.
what about it's like a bikini photo?
I was gonna say that. So I was gonna go into
that's-
that where I was like,
Like
okay,
from 3 years ago.
so let's go in.
If you're going that far back,
Let's
then
go in-
there's something
Depends on
wrong.
how early that relationship is. Sorry.
Let's go into this spectrum, right? So, for example, a guy, and we're talking about a married man, right? And even a gentleman or a man who's in a relationship, right, dating somebody, whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's on Instagram, and we spoke about this thing, gentlemen. We're visual creatures, right? Mm-hmm. And he's on Instagram. Let's say he's got a friend. And it's a woman, and she's an attractive woman, and she's in a bikini. And she looks attractive, and he sees it, and he's like, wow. Like, right? That like is not just a like. Mm-hmm. He saw the chick in the bikini, very attractive. The brain starts working.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably thinking.
You start thinking.
What's behind that?
You start thinking lascivious thoughts.
He starts thinking.
where you're like,
I got a chance.
I want to lay that down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That is why his woman should feel a certain way, because it's like, I should be focused over here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes
Right?
sense.
You can't demand something of somebody that you're not going to do yourself, right? You can't say, hey, I don't want you looking at other guys,
Yeah.
right? And then, you're going to go be able to go look at other chicks. It doesn't work that way. It needs to be equal. I'm going to be focused just on you, and you're going to be focused just on me. Right, because she could very easily go and look at a dude that's like a model, and he's like really fit, real attractive looking dude. Pause on that. And maybe the husband's like out of shape, overweight, doesn't look that great, right? And it's a like. She hits the like. I mean, he should also feel some certain kind of way about that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely goes both ways.
It goes both ways. Mm-hmm. But some people don't see that. I personally, like Alex said, won't mention any names. I personally know of men that are married and they follow these Instagram models.
Was it Alec?
Are you married, Alec?
Are you married?
Trying to get married to Ruben.
Oh my God, here we go again.
Awesome.
And we're off. We're off again, everybody.
But no, I've seen that, and I'm like, I question it, right? Like, I'm like, I mean, again, I'm a single dude, so if I go and look at these chicks, like, I'm all great. I'm good to go. But I'm like, as a married dude, you should not be following these Instagram models. First of all, how does it benefit you? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like they know you exist. So what's that mean? That means that you're looking at them because you're thinking...
You're a gooner.
Yeah.
That's what that means. You're gooning.
You're just thinking like sexual thoughts or stuff like that when you're seeing these pictures. That's what it is. Because your wife doesn't look that way, which is messed up.
Yeah. When you put it like that, yeah. That's very true. But it's just tough. Relationships are tough in general.
But back,
like I said, this it's just, I feel like it's these days. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the social media, it's so big.
Oh, yeah.
It's too easy now.
Have any of y'all ever seen like those comments from like, it's clearly like an older man who doesn't, like a boomer that doesn't really understand how social media works, and he'll just shamelessly, with a wife and kids, comment under these model photos and stuff like that?
Jesus.
I've never
That's insane.
never seen any of that.
Yeah,
no.
it's funny because like the thing about it is like sometimes like older people, when they get a hold of social media, they don't quite understand how to be sneaky like younger people do. So it'll just be like up on their front page and they won't know. You know what I mean? Like they'll accidentally repost something, they'll accidentally like something. I've seen older folks that I've known post some crazy shit, not realizing they're posting.
Well, older people that don't understand technology
And they got a
should
whole life
not
and
be
kids.
on that shit.
And they've got grandkids, you know, like.
God.
But I think when we go back to like the whole thing with like, people cheating when in marriage when they have kids, it's man, I'm kind of realizing it now. It's a lot tougher because to do the whole like, oh well, we can't really leave each other because we have kids, And it kind of is true, I guess, because, it's called a family for a reason. I mean, children need both parents to fully, function and grow up healthy. Mm-hmm. When you're missing either the mother or the father, it just ruins everything. Mm-hmm. Because
you have this imbalance now.
Yeah.
If you don't have your father, then your mother, you grow up to be more like feminine. I personally know like friends that didn't grow up with a father. They grow up with a mother, and they are men. They're just more in touch with their femininity, like with with their mother, than masculinity.
Right.
So it's just like you said, it's just imbalanced now.
Yeah,
so
very imbalanced.
Good.
And it goes.
I want to say good, but
it's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
And it goes both ways. Like, if you're a mother or a single mother, props, hard work.
Oh yeah.
If you're a single father, props, hard work, because you have to fill in certain things that you don't really understand.
Exactly.
Like as a man, you don't really understand the depth of emotions, that a mother plays in that role.
Exactly.
And as a woman, you don't know the intensity of being disciplinarian, being a leader that a man or a father knows. Mm-hmm. So it's very tough, and that's why it's important that both are present.
Also, you gotta play both the mother and the father, and you just a single mother or a single father. It's very tough. I have so much respect for single parents out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they work 10 times as hard to try to make sure their kid is on a straight and narrow, and sometimes it's tough, and sometimes the single parents find another person, and it doesn't even work out that well either. Then
because they're still thinking about their child, like how are they gonna feel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have kids is what we're saying.
No, that's not what we're saying. Shut up.
Find the right person before you decide to have a child. That's it.
Exactly.
Don't listen to Sal.
Exactly. I've been asked that question actually, and recently was like, hey, do you ever plan on kids? Like, is that something for you? And I'm like, you know what? I used to think no. I don't want kids whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And it's a personal,
preference,
choice.
Yeah. Choice,
when it comes to children, are you ready for them? Do you want children? Because it's, I think especially older, type generations, like expected, like, hey, you have to have kids. Like, you don't have to. You don't have to have kids to be happy.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I can tell you, everybody at my age, everyone saying they don't want kids. Of course, why would we want kids? We're way too young right now. But I feel like when you find that right person, you'll be more in touch, like, with your masculinity. Okay, I want to start a family with this girl. And for a woman, all right, obviously I don't want children, but if I find the right man, he makes my femininity come out. All right, I want to act more like a woman, so I want to have a family with this man.
Yeah, he changes your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's all about finding the right person, and everything kind of changes. Everything starts switching gears.
Oh yeah.
So of course I'm gonna say I don't want kids right now, but if I find the right man, then they'd make me want to be more in touch with my femininity. Can't even say the names. I can't even say it right.
Femininity. And that's where I'm at too now. Before I wasn't there, but now I'm there. But me personally, just it's something that I've come up with where I thought, you know what? If I find the right woman that shows that she can be a mother, I would definitely want to have a child.
Of course.
But I can't do that if I'm seeing
just some random chick.
Some random chick you met at a bar or something, bro. Like, that's crazy. Or even being in a relationship, right? And you notice that, for example, you have to constantly be looking after this person. Mm-hmm. That's not a woman you want to have a child with. Yeah. Because that means she if she can't take care of herself, then she can't take care of a child.
100%.
Yeah.
That's
right?
true.
And the same thing as a woman. Like, you want to see that a man is able to take care of himself, provide, lead. And then you're like, yeah, I'd want to have a kid with this guy. Mm-hmm. But if you don't see that, you're like, if you got to kind of treat him like you're his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Would you want to have a kid with a guy?
Of course not.
Like, no.
You're already a mom.
You're already a mom at
You
that
already
point.
have
You're
a
like,
child.
I'm gonna have. I have 2 kids.
Literally.
I only see one. You ain't met the husband.
You
yet.
ain't met the husband yet. That's
You ain't
number
met
2.
him. That's number 2 right there.
I birthed him without birthing him.
I took over his mother's job for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh God, that's the worst nightmare.
There's people like that out there though. That the girl has to raise the dude too, the husband, because he's too immature.
There are.
I have a few female friends that have told me about that. How like they had to like basically mom their boyfriend.
Jesus,
That's insane.
That's ridiculous.
He shouldn't have to though.
Yeah, that's a man is supposed to
You're supposed to
take care of himself, lead himself.
be a man, and I mean, you want to ask for advice? Oh, fine. This relationship. That's part of it. Ask for each other's opinions. But if you're gonna have to constantly be mothering the guy that you're supposed to be with, that's not a relationship.
Yeah,
That's you raising a big ass child.
Yeah.
a grown ass man. You're babying a grown man.
It's called a man child.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alec, you're the size of a child.
You're the size of 18.
Okay, I guess.
What's that even mean?
I don't know what that means. I just agree.
Size of 18.
18 children, yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Now who's body shaming?
Now you know what?
Just kidding.
Jesus Christ on the cross. Jeez. Now I'm all confused now.
What are y'all's views about like religion, and like even starting a family? Like, would y'all kind of push on your kid for a while, or kind of let them discover them on their own? I mean, obviously you'd want to push your religion on the kid in the beginning.
Well, Jesus Christ. For me,
How much has that thing been drinking?
I have no idea. I mean, Alec gave me the wonky one as usual.
Yeah, because you're the wonky man.
That's nice. Anyway, so for me, as it is, I'm not a religious person per se. I mean, I do believe in what I believe in.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is embarrassing. We forgot to let you know about this. He worships the devil.
Why would you say that?
I'm just kidding.
Damn.
Jesus Christ, Sal. How much? You know what? You're cut off, buddy.
No. It was a joke.
Don't say that. What's wrong with you?
I'm just kidding with you.
That's not something to joke about.
100% it is.
Oh, they're not wrong. I forgot about that.
No, I'm just kidding with you. No, go ahead,
So-
bud.
Are you done?
What?
Are you done?
Laughing? I'm going to keep laughing for a while, but no, you're good. Go ahead.
So, as it is, I'm not a religious person, but I do believe what I believe in. As far as my kids, you're right. I will say, hey, look, this is, what we believe in. But if you want to, discover something or whatever, that's fine. But I'm obviously going to try to, with
Push your own beliefs.
yeah,
of course.
on them. As far as that, I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, I would try. What about you?
So I'm not a religious person per se either. I'm a very big believer in a higher being, for sure.
Is it the devil?
No.
Okay.
That guy sucks. I do believe for sure in God. But I try to, one of the understandings that I've kind of have come up to now is that I try to separate religion from what the good book says, right? Meaning the Bible. And one of the things that I've recently kind of been thinking about and reflecting on is there's a lot of times where you're speaking with people, and sometimes even your parents, and they're like, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. Like, I don't have to anything. It's a choice. And the reason why I say that is because even God himself, who created everything that exists, says in the good book, I give you 2 paths. One path is the path of my words and my instructions and how I want you to live. And this is what I consider a good path. And the other path is you living your life however you deem that you want to live it. However, just know that this path leads to something else, something not good. But I let you choose what you want to do. So if the highest being that created everything is telling me you choose, then how can somebody that is imperfect, that was created by him, tell me I have to this? No, it just doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. Now, I will also say the good book does say, adhere to your parents. You know, they want you to live longer. They want you to prosper. They want you to do good. But when we grow up, we get to decide, okay, is that a good move? Is that not a good move? Which, for example, for you, that's why I said, I commend you. It's like, it seems like you were raised right. Your parents really guided you. Mm-hmm. And you took pieces of, or maybe large chunks of what they taught you that where you were like, you know, that's good. Mm-hmm. And you were like, yes, that's going to help me out. And it seems like it's worked out very well for you. Mm-hmm. So, but that's my view on that. I wouldn't want to push religion on my kid. I'd want to definitely teach them, hey, you know, God exists and he's great. He's a loving father. And I want good for you too. But I can't make you do it. You have to know if it's good for you or not. You get to choose. Do I choose the path that my father is instructing me and it's good? Or do I choose the path that I want to choose?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And at the end of the day, as long as you don't walk into a room and there's a big old devil worshiping shrine there, then we got problems there, buddy. I don't think that's right there at all. But I mean, other than that, then Sal hit it right on the head about that.
At least that's just how I feel, anyways.
Yeah.
What about you?
My family, or my parents, they definitely did push religion on me when me and my brothers when we were younger. So I'm Muslim. So they definitely we pray 5 times a day. I still do. Obviously, there's some flaws. When I'm working, then I can't pray 5 times a day. But yeah, it says in my holy book. So it's called the Quran.
Right, I've heard
they
of
definitely like teach us how to be like women have to cover themselves up more, and I definitely still do that. Respect your parents. Good deeds, of course. Mm-hmm. So yeah, as we grow up, I'm kind of still choosing my own path, but I'm definitely still like, I would say I'm Muslim. Like I definitely still have all the morals, characteristics, all the good deeds I'm supposed to do as a good Muslim. But
you're dressed very modest. I'll say that. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. I definitely try.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone has their own flaws, so
of course.
Yeah, just I don't know. I still carry that with me.
So you would probably, should you in the future maybe decide to have kids, you would want them to follow in the Muslim belief?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, definitely. I believe that when somebody is a parent, mother, father, right? They should be the ones that decide how they raise their kids. Because sometimes there's people that are, you know, they'll speak out and be like, oh, you know, they instruct like out in public, right? Like say at a food store, and they're like, oh, discipline another's child somehow, right? And you're like, dude, that's not your kid. Yeah. You know, yes, maybe he shouldn't be loud and be kicking around, but that's not your kid to go and tell him, hey, stop it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've always felt like that's really rude. The only time I interfere when I see something like as far as kids is if the other kid is hurting another kid. Then I jump in because now you're hurting somebody.
Yes.
That's different.
Now
right?
You're being physical, yeah.
Yeah, you're being physical. Now, if you're just throwing a tantrum because your mom's not buying you candies, I'm not going to go and be like, hey, you need to buy this kid candy, or hey, shut up.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's why I say that's cool. I think that parents should, you know, you're the one that gave birth to this kid and all this. And so, yeah, instruct them how you see fit.
I definitely think religion teaches you, like, about values, how to even be a good person as well. Just showing respect as well. I think that religion's been a really big part. I don't know, I feel more peaceful, like literally just thinking about like God, that I live my life fearing God. That's a big thing. And obviously if I even ever find a man, I'll just want him to fear God. Like what you do, it affects you in the future. But
I definitely respect that. I just don't think it's religion that teaches you that. I think it's, like I said, the good book. Like you believe in the what you read in the. Is it a book, right?
Yes.
The Quran, right?
Yes.
So, I guess you said you're Muslim, right?
Yes.
So Muslims follow what the Quran says. So it's really the Quran that's teaching you how to be this person. So it's the same sense in Christianity, right? And the difference is the Catholics, right?
Yes.
The Bible is really what teaches you how to be this great person. And so that's kind of how I view it. It's like, if I'm reading this book and I'm kind of sticking to it, then I'm going to, and if I want to follow what the book says, right? Because it's different reading it and actually doing what the book says. Because it's like if you're cooking something, right? You have a recipe and you're reading the recipe and it says, hey, add 3 onions into this soup or whatever. But you decide that you're only going to add 1. Then you're not following the instructions. You're kind of doing your own thing, right? So you follow what that says, then you're going to be that person. And I think a lot of people, well, I just, that's my point of view on when I say, like, I don't think it's religion. I think it's what it is that you're reading, the good book, the Quran. So the Quran makes you the good person that you are, right? And I guess, Muslim. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If that sounded good.
No, you're good.
But yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, definitely. Do you see yourself in the future, like, having kids? Should you meet somebody that, changes your mind about it?
In the future, yeah. For now,
You're about hustle and
I'm locked in.
Hey, you got to be,
I
man.
got one goal.
I like how she did that. She's like, I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Kids,
I just flipped another car.
Yeah, like, I'm just trying to enjoy being young now, commitment, all that later.
Yeah.
For now,
Cool.
I'm just
it's
really just working.
and it's better that you have that, like, that mindset of doing everything now while you're young. That way, when
Yeah.
you're older, you can chill, be like Adam Sandler,
Literally.
go play basketball somewhere with some people and in your sweats and all that, and just relax. And
She's not ready to sell that Ferrari and get a minivan yet.
Ooh, I would never sell my 488.
How's that going to happen? When you have, like,
Lamborghini Urus.
5 kiddos.
She's gonna get like a
Yeah.
Urus.
I don't know about 5.
They got SUVs that are
I
like,
just went to what?
Yes.
5?
The Persangue, the Ferrari Persangue. No, I would never get that. But I'm sorry. The Ferrari's coming first.
Hey, what's your go-to?
Then children.
What's your go-to super SUV if you get if you have kids and need to have like a fast, fun SUV to have them in?
How many do you see yourself having, first of all? Just out of curiosity.
2 or 3.
2 or 3?
that's a good number. 3 is a perfect number for kids for some reason.
I think if you
I don't
aim,
know why.
if you get 2, right, and you aim and you get, and like, it just works out that you get the boy and the girl, you're set.
Yeah.
I think you're good.
Agreed. My mom has 2 boys and then 1 girl. I'm the youngest.
Oh,
so
okay.
that worked perfectly.
Yeah.
But
Our for me, it worked out differently. Where my parents had 2 girls first, and then it was me. So I'm the youngest. Yeah. So
I feel like just having siblings, like just having one child, I feel like, I don't know, you gotta be like really involved with that child. But having siblings is, I don't know, life is just, I mean, I have siblings, so
Yeah.
that was great.
yeah, y'all get to feed off each other and like
Exactly,
kind of
like-
interact and be like, hey, did you go through this when you were like, my age? Like, yeah.
Really, like you got a built-in best friend right there.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah. Well, that's good. It speaks that you have a good bond with your siblings.
yes,
That's good.
My 2 older brothers also own businesses, so everyone in my
Okay.
family just kind of be hustling.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Did y'all help
Hustlers.
did y'all help each other out? Or
Of course, yeah, we all help each other out.
That's good though.
Yep. Like right now, all 3 of us we're just retiring our parents at this point,
Oh, that's
so
nice.
they can just go out and travel. They're actually traveling right now, both of my parents.
Really? Oh, nice.
So
I mean,
did-
that's always been an end goal for, I guess, for anybody. Is
Anybody,
to,
yeah.
to be able to have their parents just live the life that they deserve.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, our parents, they built their businesses, their legacies. Now they signed everything over to us, and now we're like we literally tell them like, y'all need to go, like y'all go travel the world, go do whatever y'all want. We'll take care of everything. You guys just go live your stress-free life.
Yeah.
Or both of my parents are immigrants, so they deserve everything.
Yeah, and that's good though, because that's one of the things that a lot of people don't do. You know, they're very selfish people, very selfish society nowadays.
Well, some parents aren't the best parents either. So it really depends how you treat your children.
Yeah,
So I can kind of understand that. So
I guess, yeah, I mean, it goes based off how you were raised, too, I guess. If,
Mm-hmm.
your parents are telling you, no, you're in it for yourself. And, of course, you're going to grow up with those values, too,
Yes, I'm very blessed. I'm so grateful. My parents are great parents.
That's
I
good,
can brag
though.
about them all day.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
brag about them this whole podcast.
I'll say this much: there's no perfect parents,
Of course.
but the parents that really love their kids, they definitely do their darnest, and they try their hardest to teach them to not fail where they maybe made some mistakes. And then they're going to make mistakes as parents. We're imperfect human beings, but they try their hardest. All y'all having successful businesses, it seems like they did a really great job with you guys.
They did.
So we applaud them. Great parents. That's good. Definitely. So your parents, you say your parents are immigrants. Where are they from?
Pakistan.
Pakistan. So how do you say that?
Oh,
You said it a certain way because usually here you hear Pakistan.
Pakistan.
But
yeah.
how'd you say that?
There's a little bit of an accent that comes out.
Yeah,
Okay, but
that's
yeah,
cool.
Pakistan.
But Pakistan.
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 Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm trying to say it more like.
No, say it how it is. Like how do you say it?
Pakistan.
Pakistan.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, see, that sounds nicer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I feel like here in America, they just make it sound aggressive.
It did, dude.
It's like, it's Pakistan. I'm like, what the fuck?
Pakistan. Whoa,
Yeah.
bro, why are you so aggressive
Why are you
with
so
it, bro?
mad, bro? Calm down.
Chill, man. Pakistan,
Or like
dude.
Afghanistan. I say like Afghanistan. Or Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
See, it sounds nicer.
That is nicer.
Damn, now I gotta learn this language.
Man, that's, yeah.
So have you ever been to Pakistan?
Yes, I actually, literally my first time I went was in February or January, February.
Okay.
And then it was for my cousin's wedding. And then next year, I'm going back for my other cousin's wedding.
Everybody's getting married, huh?
Yes.
Everyone's getting married.
No,
Sure.
I'm kidding.
Did they ever ask you, when you getting married? I'm hustling, bro. Don't worry about that.
Oh, my mom has shown me some like, so we call them rishtas, which is like men who like have or men's mothers, or they've like reached out to my mom saying, hey, my son is at this age, this is how he looks, this is his career, what do you think, what does your daughter think? So my mom has shown me quite a few options, but I'm just declining.
So y'all have y'all's own Tinder. That's pretty cool.
In that whole country. Literally, like that's like all the whole little Tinder. But again, not interested. I just want to build myself up. I feel like I want to be like the woman of my dreams before I meet somebody.
So I'm kind of curious, and you tell me if you want to answer this or not, right? So I'm just kind of curious because I know that there is in certain cultures, beliefs maybe, I don't know, the kind of arranged marriage type deal. Is that something that exists within for Pakistan?
It still exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nowadays, it's not as strict. Back then it was like super strict. But now it's like you meet somebody, your parents tell you, or maybe you even meet somebody, or I meet somebody, and I'm like, okay, he seems like a nice guy. Have your family come over. Like, let's all, like your family and my family, and then me and you can go talk in another room and just get to know each other. If we think that, hey, like, okay, we're getting along, like, let's go. It's kind of like dating, but your parents are kind of more involved.
But that's kind of cool, though.
Right? So, like, the
I think
family's
that's
kind
nice.
of merging already.
Yeah.
So, we get to know each other more. And we're like, okay, after maybe a few weeks, I mean, I feel like you would kind of know after like a month or two after talking to somebody. You're like, all right, this is like a really great person. So, what we do is then we kind of like get engaged. It's like a small little event that goes on. And then for like, I would rather like stay engaged for like a year. You're still kind of getting to know each other more, and like even like traveling even, and then you kind of just get married.
Well, you don't really get to know somebody, and even then, until you're like married and living together, then you really get to know this person, and you're like, "Whoa, what did I get into?"
Yeah, so it's quite that's the arranged marriage part. That's why I call it arranged.
Yeah.
So you're still kind of getting to know this person.
So
But
is that something that I guess you would say you kind of live by, like the arranged thing, or do you feel like you can step out of that, where if you met somebody and you would go through the whole family meet together kind of deal?
I think
Out of curiosity.
oh no, you're fine. Yeah, I think me and my brothers have definitely stepped out a little bit.
Okay.
For that, if we meet somebody, all right, then I guess I would kind of get the families involved a little bit more as time goes on.
I think that's good though.
Right?
Mainly because I think a lot of the Western culture is just like, oh, we met each other and we really love each other and we like each other, and which is great, right? But with a lot of people, we don't realize is people say, well, you're marrying this person, not the family. Yes, but still, you want to make sure that the families are good, right? Because it feels a little tough, just out of personal experience, when it's like, you're great with the wife's family and you get along and you're great, but then the wife's family or the wife doesn't really get along with your family. You're kind of like, it's a little tough, because I love my family.
Yeah.
And then it kind of creates a distance.
Of course, and like you said, like whenever you meet somebody, you want to see how that man is with his sister, his mother. So you're gonna see how he's gonna treat your future stepmother, or sorry, mother-in-law, not stepmother.
It's like, hey man, why are you treating my stepmother like that?
I got a brain fart there.
That's a complicated marriage.
Oh, there you go.
I'm glad we didn't give you any mead. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you see how he treats his mother, then that's how you treat your mother-in-law.
Yeah,
definitely.
So what if you were to meet someone that's I guess outside your religion, unless that's what Sal kind of asked, like would your family?
Well, I didn't, but that's a good question. Yeah, go for it.
I mean, if it's okay if I ask it.
That's a great question. I never. I would honestly, I don't know.
Like, what if you met a guy that's Christian,
Yeah.
right? And then he's likes his beliefs, right? And you like your beliefs. Like, wow, what do you do there?
I don't know if it would even work out.
Hot seat.
Yeah. Wow. I don't even know if it would work out. Because I think I would want somebody who's the same religion.
That's good. Okay. Fair enough.
But again, it would be very respectful, mutual. Like, all right, it just respectfully wouldn't work out because of religion.
Yeah,
different beliefs.
Yeah, it won't work because you don't want, like you had said earlier, you would want your kids to follow your religion. But then if the guy you're with is either Christian or Catholic, then he'd be like, well, no, I want them to go with my religion. So it just, but
like respectfully, it's not gonna work out.
But what if you really click with this guy? Like y'all are very kind of compatible.
Now the hot seat's getting hot.
It's getting hotter, right? It's like, you know
question.
what? When we go out to dinner,
like I feel like I met the one.
It's all laughs and we're great. We go out for a walk to the park. It's all laughs. It's all great. When we're on the phone, it's all laughs. It's all great. What do you do then?
Are you open to converting? If you love me, you would convert. I'm joking.
Or if you love him, you'd convert.
Hot seat.
Hot seat again.
That's a great question. I don't know.
I feel like those are questions, you face certain things when it's like, where it's like, I'll cross that bridge when I get there kind of deal. You believe in that maybe?
I do, but at the same time, I'm very big on time. I wouldn't even want to waste too much time with one person knowing that you wouldn't be open to that. Like, I would want to have that talk early on.
Yeah,
just so I wouldn't
be first date type of deal, or
maybe like second or third.
Yeah, maybe second or third. Yeah. You don't want to launch too much. I
don't want to scare them away. They're like,
be like, this chick's weird.
Man, let them fall in love with you first.
Damn, so it's more hurtful, right? It's like, no.
But
let me peel that scab for you.
That's a good question. I don't know.
So I take it your siblings have married within still the Muslim belief with their spouses?
Yes.
That makes sense because it's the same thing on the end of the Bible where they say marry in the Lord. And it makes sense though because then when you do decide, right, because you're marrying this man because you love him and da-da-da on your spectrum, right? Because you love him and all this, y'all really connected and all that. You're more than likely, you have already seen how he treats his mother and all that, so you're more than likely in the future you're going to want kids. And how do you create that division? That's tough, right? You're going to want to raise them within that belief because you want the things you saw in your husband. If you have a boy, you want him to be like your husband, right? And if you have a girl, you want her to be like
you don't want the kids confused trying to decide between two different beliefs. It's just not going to work out. So Yeah, I would definitely want to have a talk like that early on, just so like, hey, I'm not gonna waste my time. You're not gonna waste your time. Just we'll let each other know now. Is there something you see yourself doing, like whether it's like converting or? Yeah, well, honestly, the only option would be like just converting.
Who converts who?
That's a good question. That's a good question. So
Katy Perry might turn me into a Scientologist or something. Whatever.
I don't think she's gonna turn you into a Scientologist.
She wouldn't turn me into anything.
Turn me into whatever she wants to turn me into.
Maybe she can turn your hair long again.
Oh,
damn!
Maybe she could bring your GTR back.
I hope. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope she does. Shit.
For real. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Fuck your hair.
I won't even be mad. Shit.
But hey, can you see my GTR from up there? Like, let me know.
That's interesting.
It's probably in 1,000 different places right now.
No, it's in Dallas. I know it's in Dallas.
Okay.
Did you have a tracker on it or something?
I did. They found it. They had something that jammed it.
Oh, they did find it. Or no?
The tracker.
The tracker. They found.
Oh, they found the tracker. Oh, gotcha.
It's in Dallas. If anyone's listening and they've seen it, it's a great GTR.
All the
it's a
Dallas
great
people.
GTR license plate.
Yeah, this license plate, black edition.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That was my second GTR. My first one had a lot of problems.
I would have loved if you still had it because I would love to drive in a GTR. I love the Nissan GTR. It's like what 500 horsepower, 500 600 torque.
565, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a 6-cylinder. That's freaking crazy.
My first one was full bolt-on bag.
4-seater.
It was kind of riced out, but I loved it. The second one, it was a year newer. It was just completely stock. The only thing I had was blow-off valves that I stole from my other GTR. Like I stole parts from there and slapped it on that one.
As you should.
But it was like almost completely stock, just blow-off valves. But she was, man, and now the price is skyrocketed right now.
Has it gone up with vehicles? I was going to ask you, did y'all take over your parents' business?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
So my mom actually owns 2 other salons. So I'm actually taking over that. So I own 3.
Go ahead.
3 salons.
Oh, you own 3 salons? Mm-hmm. So we never went into that. Where'd that idea come from for you to open up businesses about salons?
So technically, the salon that I own
your hair
now,
looks nice, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I gotta look the part.
Yeah, right?
I gotta look like I own a salon.
Imagine owning a salon and your hair's just
like
messed
Alex.
up.
Yeah.
Oh God, I would never trust a salon that has that.
You should have just gone bald, Alec. It would have been easier for you.
I bet you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Oh my God.
Well, you definitely didn't go to her salon for that hair.
Oh, yeah,
we know that,
but
but she would have been like,
I want that
I'm
bad
not
credit.
doing this.
No one's gonna come. But actually, me and my brothers bought this. Okay, the salon that I have now, we opened in October, but we bought it back in May of 2024. We bought it as a Mother's Day gift for my mom. But
nice.
She ended up telling us a few months later she wants to retire. So like now I'm in the process of like, so what do we do with this? What do
You're
we
like,
do with
no,
this?
Mom, this salon means you don't do that.
Yeah, like we got you this gift. You don't want it now. I'm joking. But
You're returning it? That's not cool, bro.
yeah, like I already signed a lease. Like, I can't go back.
What am I supposed to do with this now?
Literally. But no, I ended up taking it over. Signed everything under my name. So now I own it fully. So I'm all right. I'll take this on. I mean, eventually I have to learn someday.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I'm doing. And then my mom's 2 other salons. Well, paperwork wise, legal wise, they're not technically mine yet, but they will be eventually.
In the process.
In the process, exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, that's literally, I got the salon just learning. It's still like a learning process for me.
I'll figure it out. Don't worry about
Literally,
it.
my mom's my mentor. She's telling me everything.
Mom, what do I do now?
For real.
But so where did it come from? Like, is it because because a lot of people say, oh, it's like, or is it just like a business kind of where that's where it came from? Like, you're like, I want to open up a business.
Well, my mom already owns hair salons.
Okay.
And so I got the idea from her.
Okay.
You just want to follow in her footsteps.
Follow her footsteps. I mean, this is, I look at this more like a little side business, not a full business. Again, I don't have to show up that much. I'm just signing paperwork, paying lease, salaries, buying product, just making sure it's running.
In your PJs.
I have employees for that. So I just have them working. And then while I do my other things, like I'm still flipping cars on the side. And eventually, when I get my degree, I'll build something even bigger with the money I've made from the cars, from the salon.
A rocket
Everything's
ship.
an investment. A rocket ship. Oh,
Hell yeah.
that would be insane. But
Thrusters at full.
that would be crazy. I never
See
saw
you,
that.
Katy Perry.
I'm actually going into space.
I'm actually going into space.
Flip rocket ships at that point.
Imagine that. That's crazy.
That would be crazy.
Can you do something with Sal's hair at one of your salons or something?
Huh?
Can you do something with Sal's hair?
Let me see.
Let me see. He needs some work done.
It's not that bad. You see a little fade? You good?
Yeah.
You want color in the grays there, buddy?
Oh yeah. You need a root touch up. Yeah.
And with Alec, just cut it off.
Maybe we
With
could
Alec, what am I supposed to do? Just get a toothbrush and just brush it?
Dang.
maybe I could do my hair all white.
Like a silver fox.
You don't look
so.
very old though.
You think so?
100%.
Do I look old now?
No. But
I
with
look
white
young?
hair, I'm pretty sure I would mistaken you for you're 60, 65.
Damn, that's the
If you had
hardest
white
roast
hair.
of all
If you had
today.
white hair.
I think that was the biggest roast of all.
Are you? Are you ready?
That's like saying if you dyed it pink, I would think you're gay. I mean,
Hey, Grandpa, you ready to retire? Did you take her Metamucil, Grandpa, or what?
you know what? Yeah, we definitely gotta dye Alex hair like rainbow with
Yeah.
that. Well,
Alex looks deceased.
He does.
Alex said he went to the barber shop. Hey, fuck me up real quick.
Hey, everyone there liked it. I'm telling you. Even the
They were
You know
trying to
what
spin
though?
They were like,
Looking at you from here at the side profile, it actually looks pretty dope.
yeah.
It doesn't look
Let me
bad.
see.
Yeah.
Face forward.
No, it's
No, the
side,
other
side
forward.
profile.
No, side profile. You dumb.
Yeah.
You said forward,
Look
bro.
at
We have
that.
forward at the wall.
That's not. It's all right.
In the dark,
okay.
yeah, but when the light turns on, you're gonna be like, yee.
I think it's we're used to seeing him with the long hair.
It is.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
That's what it is.
It is.
Yeah, people tell me I have a good head shape. That's why I like being bald or whatnot. I feel like
Yeah.
my head shape is very appropriate for a bald person.
I did like you
Okay.
with the long hair.
I did,
Your
like,
long
yeah, I
hair
mean,
like
you look-
looked pretty
you look-
nice. But yeah, you know what? You got to try different stuff from time
Well, it's
to
mainly
time.
because it's summer and it was getting hot.
Oh, I mean,
was
the
sweating.
heat here is pretty brutal
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
very.
And I was
humid.
like, you know what? I kind of don't want hair now. So,
Well, then why did you keep? Then you should have just shaved it all off. Why'd you keep the
because
mohawk?
I've never done a mohawk and I'm going through every hairstyle.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Just don't go to Mashal's
ki-
salons though, because then you
yeah,
can
don't credit me.
Don't do that.
It's
Done by
okay. I
Michelle
don't want my
Salon.
car stolen anyways. I ain't going to park there.
get
Okay,
dick,
that sounds
Okay.
in Richmond, not Dallas.
dick.
I
But
heard that lizard
that's
people
kind
work
that's
there.
kind of the style right now, right?
Yeah.
Like the long hair, like yeah, right? Is that not the style for men?
No.
For like the mohawk.
No, for men having the longer hair.
I think style is these days in the modern age is kind of all over the place. I think that like there used to be trends like for different hairstyles.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, if there's any kind of trend, it's probably just fades. You know,
As men come into y'all's hair salons, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
So
Mostly it's women.
It's mainly women. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alec, you don't go there, and you go there to get your roots touched up so you don't look like a grandpa.
I don't mind that.
Okay.
I
hey,
get
a
them. I
touch
get
of
them.
gray,
I
a
get them.
touch of gray can be
I
attractive.
get them touched up. I look like what? How old do I look? If I get my gray hairs touched up.
Like high 20s, which is good.
Thank you.
Low 30s.
Hey, some women like a
You look
touch of
younger.
gray.
You look younger than me.
There you go.
You don't want a touch of gray? I feel like it could be a good look. Sophisticated.
I don't know. What do you think? You're the specialist. What do you think? A touch of gray.
I think it looks fine right now. I mean, yeah, just a little bit of a root touch up and you're good.
You
You
could.
didn't look like you.
Damn. I gotta go to Mashal.
You should. Yeah, you
Get
should.
it touched up a little bit.
Right
That's all you
there.
need. That's all you need.
Then my stylist might be a little bit mad at me.
Why?
But I like to be honest with her.
Why?
I told her one time, I was like, hey, I really need a haircut. She's like, oh, I can't today. Da, da, da. She's busy with other customers she had.
I don't gotta give you a haircut. You can stay loyal to your hairstylist. I'll just color it.
There
But I
you
went
go.
somewhere else. And then she's like, hey, your hair is lower. I'm like, hey, man, I needed my haircut that day. I'm honest. So I went somewhere else.
You see, I stay loyal to my barber though. No matter how long my hair gets, I gotta go to my boy.
We'll talk afterwards. How much for a touch-up, you know?
For a man, it's very cheap. Like
Okay.
$30, $35.
how much for Ruben to touch me up?
Oh my God. And here we go again.
He asked if he has to touch that mohawk.
Jesus Christ. Oh man, here we go. Alec, you're off. You're out of here, buddy.
You're off the rockers,
You're
guy.
off the rockers, buddy. What is wrong with you? Everyone's uncomfortable now.
So how much longer until you're finished with your degree, what you're doing in science?
Probably 2 more years.
No?
Maybe a year if I do classes during winter, spring, summer.
Do you feel the pressure of the business life that you live on top of school?
100%.
Because, you say you don't have to be there, but, there's still stuff in the background for sure you have to handle. You have the bigger pressure of the finances and all that. Mm-hmm. So do you ever think, do I let something go, or do you feel like I just push through?
I'm definitely pushing through. If I'm going to let something go, I got to be older. I got to have more problems. Right now, work.
Right now, life's great.
Yeah, right now I'm good. Honestly,
that's nice. What's that like?
That's a big. Honestly, that's really a big reason why I'm not even in a relationship or anything like that. If I feel like if I was in one right now, it would just be too
chaotic.
Exactly. I have a schedule. So I don't have time for that. I respectfully I don't. Even if you're a great guy, I know they say oh, if she wanted to, she would. They would make time for you if they would. Mm-hmm. Respectfully, I don't have time for that right now. I just feel like it's too much of a distraction.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I'm especially balancing school, work, my little side hustles I do, it's just too much. I don't have time to be comfortable. I feel like in a relationship you're just comfortable.
To try to I guess care and love for someone.
Yeah, it takes hard. A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm sure you're getting bombarded with emails and calls from your employees too constantly.
My phone's on Do Not Disturb right now. It would be ringing right now if it wasn't
Yeah, but that's what
Is it the Jurassic Park ringtone?
Oh my.
God. Should I do that?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Remember that ringtone off of the third Jurassic Park? How did it go? How did it go? But it was really funny, the fact that when it was going down in that water area and it was in the poop that the dinosaur ate, it was ringing. I was like, wow, that's funny.
Well, damn, they fine. And it still works. That's a durable phone.
They should definitely want something like that.
Oh, we're talking about whenever he swallowed, the dinosaur had the phone in the belly
and he pooped it out. It was a Motorola.
Yeah. Damn, he can't destroy them things.
Honestly, I'd be really scared if that was my ringtone. I'd be looking around where's a dinosaur?
Where he at?
Alec, can you find that ringtone? I need to hear it now or something.
What is it called?
Jurassic Park 3. It was in the Jurassic Park 3 movie.
The ringtone of that satellite phone?
Yeah, something like that. Or is that the clown? Is that the circus song?
No, I think that was the phone. I think that was. I don't remember.
Let's see if Alec can find it. But you were saying something, but I'm sorry. I think I interrupted you a little bit.
I have no idea. I forgot.
No ads. No ads.
Well,
nope.
It's got a
No
commercial
ads?
first.
No
That's
ads.
not good.
No ads, but it's an ad.
No ass. What was I saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I was right.
There it is. That's the ringtone right there.
That's it right there.
Put that as your ringtone for your businesses.
Mm-hmm.
That should, huh?
You're like, that's Jurassic.
That's a Jurassic size ringtone.
I
You're
was
about to get a
specifically for the
Jurassic
business.
haircut.
For personal cause, it'll be something else.
You already look Jurassic, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I'm like a little velociraptor over
There
here.
you go.
The little scales on top of your head going down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See,
No.
that's how cool it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I have to wonder though, because you're very engaged in your business, your school, and all that. Now, I call it the good book, right? The Bible, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know I don't know if there's any kind of similarities that you can find within the beliefs, right?
Oh,
Sorry about that. I was just closing
Jesus
it out.
Christ.
Well,
In Christianity and Muslims, but we believe, I'll say we, right, but the good book teaches about the beginning of the creation of mankind. Mm-hmm. It was Adam, mm-hmm. and Adam was alone by himself, and all the other animals, they had their partners, right? So it's male, female. And then Adam was happy, but there was some sadness to him because he saw how all the creatures had their companions, but he was by himself. And so then that's when God was like, okay, I'm going to provide a companion for him, and took from his rib and created the woman. Do you ever feel that way? Like where you're like, I'd like maybe having a companion, like kind of you feel lonely or anything like that?
Yeah, some days. I mean, I'm still a woman. Like I want support, but I feel like I get a lot of that from my friends and my family.
Cool.
So I wouldn't need that from this one man individually. Maybe later on.
Okay.
But for now, I feel like I just have all the support I need.
Okay.
All the love I need at home.
In the Muslim belief, is that something similar or no? Like Adam and Eve?
I know the First Testament came out, and I know the Quran came out after. So it's like I had a lot of things from the Bible.
Okay.
There are so many similarities, so many. And then I know the Testament changed, right? The Second Testament. I'm not too educated about that part. So please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it did change. Well, it was the Mosaic. I'm trying to see if I'm saying this. Mosaic law, right? First, and then it changed afterwards once Jesus, presented himself, and then it all changed over.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know if is there any kind of similarity there? Is there any belief in a Messiah within the Quran?
So I just know, like, again, I'm not too educated about that. I'm gonna be completely honest with. I know, like, in the First Testament, you guys aren't Christians are not supposed to eat pork, but then the Second Testament came out, and then it was okay to eat pork.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
So I guess we're more similar to the First Testament. The Second Testament came out, was kind of a lot more different. So I would say we're more. I mean, I don't know. Do Christians follow the Second Testament? Does it matter? Like if
I mean, I eat bacon constantly, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, so the thing with that though that did happen is because there was also an argument amongst the believers and followers of God and Christ at the time, and basically what happened was it was said. If you follow the Old Testament and that's fine, and if you follow the New Testament, that's fine. There's no wrong or right in that one.
Okay.
It's kind of like how it goes with Christianity. I mean, there's always like a little, scuffle amongst even themselves, but the whole book is what it is for a reason. If you follow it all through, you're okay. I mean, you don't want to eat pork, you don't eat pork. If you want to eat pork, eat pork. I'm not gonna die.
Eventually you will, but you'll be all right. It's gonna be very slowly, but you'll be good.
I was just kind of curious, like asking you about it because I don't know much about and I think that's something also that in the Western culture, and that's just outside of people outside of the Muslim belief. They don't know if they're not educated in it. They don't know kind of a little bit of the background of it. It's like an instant thought of something bad for some reason, right? And that's why I'm just curious. I'd like to educate myself on stuff.
Me too. Right? I mean, I have so many Christian friends, so I definitely am very respectful. Everyone has their own beliefs, so.
And that's why I'm asking you things like very respectful. I'm just kind of trying to pick up the knowledge. Like, is there any similarities? Are there differences? So you said the Quran came after the Bible. Yes. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See,
so
I thought
a lot
of
traits are from the Bible.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of similar things.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. And I think a lot of people don't know that. I thought it was its own separate little deal. Okay, so it came after the Bible and has similarities. So in the Quran, does it speak about like Adam and Eve and stuff like that, or no? It doesn't touch on that.
Gosh, how long has it been?
Hati.
Oh gosh.
And if you don't know, that's fine. That's cool.
I'm gonna say I don't know.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Sometimes you got to read back a little bit. You know, you got to kind of touch up on certain lessons.
48 Laws of Power real quick and read my Quran. I used to read it in Arabic. Now I lost that Arabic touch, so I definitely got to read it in English again.
So, Pakistan. Where's Pakistan located again?
It's next to Afghanistan. On top of India. I believe. Yes, or not on top of India, next to India. Yeah, gosh, pull up a map.
Let's pull it
Pull
up.
up a
Alec.
map, Alec.
What's the
Pakistan
dialect
and
there?
India?
Like, what's the language?
Jesus.
So there's like a lot of different dialects. So there's like Punjab, and there's Urdu. Like my family specifically is from Sindh, so we speak a language called Sindhi. But no, you're fine. And then there's the biggest one is Urdu. Mostly everybody speaks Urdu there. That's
Okay.
that's like the language. And Sindhi has a lot of. Sindhi's kind of like a different dialect of Urdu. It's a very difficult language to even learn. That's what I heard.
Okay.
There it is.
Oh, there you go. So that's India.
So where's
Pakistan is there.
It's a little bit
Oh,
bright
there,
on
yeah,
the
there's
screen, so the
Pakistan.
cameras can't see
Okay.
it very well.
Yeah. They're at war right
and
now.
there's Afghanistan. Who's at war?
Pakistan and India.
Oh.
Yeah, they are currently at war. Like there's
Isn't that a thing though, where like there's always this like war kind of thing going on
in the Middle East.
in the Middle East?
I have a friend who she was there to visit her family, and her flight got delayed. She had to stay there another month because of the war.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy? All of it is over a pig.
Oh, what?
Yeah, who eats pork? Who doesn't eat pork?
Who is mom?
I'm
What?
It's
I was about to say,
It's
India's
a joke.
like
It's a
different.
joke.
I think, gosh, I can't even speak about politics or what's going on between. I just know my cousin sent me like a bunch of videos, literally airstrikes
Wow,
nearby.
that's crazy.
It's crazy. Like when I went to Pakistan, I just remember seeing a bunch of military trucks. I'm glad I'm not there right now. So I bet it's kind of scary.
But
But yeah, I just remember seeing it was just a bunch of military while I was there. So something was definitely going on while I was visiting family.
is that kind of how it is most of the time around that those areas? Are they
I'm
always
assuming.
arguing or something?
It's always
It's crazy.
something. Unfortunately.
It's over Alec, too. I know it is.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's always fighting over
Like, does he get the mohawk? Does he not get the mohawk? Yeah.
which one would be which. Like India or Pakistan, who would be on the side of the mohawk?
None of them.
I don't want to say my people.
Yeah. She don't want to associate with you, Alec. Not with the Mohawk.
We don't want to associate with you.
So was the Quran, was it written in Hebrew or Arabic, or like what was the language behind there?
I do not know
You don't
what
know
it
about
was
that? Okay.
first written in,
Mm-hmm.
but I do know that when I first read it, I read it in Arabic. And I don't speak Arabic, but I had to learn Arabic, like the calligraphy and the higher. Yeah, I had to read it like that.
I asked that because, well, I have a last name from the Spaniard side, but my father's last name is Silesar, which is supposed to have some kind of background with either Hebrew or Arabic,
Okay.
like down the line, supposedly. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So,
You got some roots there.
yeah, I got some roots, so I'm like, that's pretty cool. I like that.
I've always wanted to go on like Ancestry, and like I think they sent you like a kit, and then you're
Yeah.
supposed to send something back, and they tell you like every what country you are from, like
Yeah,
what
I think it's like,
ethnicities.
what, $200 or something like
My
that?
dad did it one time, and he found out that we come from somewhat of a royal family in Spain.
Oh wow,
That's dope. That's really dope, dude.
See, like I'm curious. I definitely want to do that one day.
But it's crazy because once you do it, then a lot of these people start coming up. Like they'll start reaching out to you that have done the same thing, because you pretty much get a list of people that are associated with your family lineage.
Bloodline, yeah.
Yeah, along with your bloodline. So people that were like my grandpa's, like cousins or aunts, or whatever, and were coming forward. And then I would ask my dad. He's like, I don't know who these people are, but but he would ask my grandpa. And he was like, oh yeah, I remember them from like back then.
Wow,
So
Wow.
that's
Pretty
interesting.
crazy.
yeah,
You don't know how big your family truly is.
you don't. But yeah, he found out we're kind of associated with the royal family somewhere in Spain, like from back in the day.
Wow,
Yeah, so that's what our last
crazy.
that's what our last name pretty much comes from.
De Leon.
Hmm.
I
Interesting.
like that name, actually, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
Ah,
It's a great name.
De Leon. I like it. It's really good.
Very royal.
Yeah, it does sound kind of royal, right? Majestic. Right?
Yeah.
The lion, actually, the lion, right? The lion actually symbolizes justice and pride.
Yeah.
The De Leon. Yeah.
Nice.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's a good name.
No. So what are your plans moving forward?
Still working on the businesses, still flipping my cars. Definitely, I'm going into real estate next. That's my next move.
Real estate?
Real estate is my next
Right,
move.
because we got to build houses up in Mars.
We do.
Yeah.
We do got to do that.
I mean,
We got to have houses up in
I need
Mars.
a warehouse for my scientific research. I'm
There
joking.
you
I need
go.
to build a rocket ship. No, I'm joking.
Damn.
Mashal's real estate in Mars.
Ooh,
There you go.
that would be crazy.
What would the business be called?
Mashal.
It's just Mashal. That's it. Everything's Mashal.
Mashal's
Oh, my
real
name on a rocket ship.
Mashal's real estate.
Mashal real estate.
The Mashal is taking off. It's
Oh,
set to land in Mars in whatever year.
wait, that can catch on. The Mashal.
Yeah, the Mashal.
The
That would be
Mashal.
crazy. That would be insane.
What's your name mean?
Light.
Ah,
Light.
Lantern. Light, yeah.
Mashal.
nice.
Where's that originate from? The name?
I'm gonna say Pakistan. Like I know it's Islamic. So there's
Oh,
like this
okay.
one term called mashallah. It
Mashallah.
means
I feel like I've heard that.
hold up.
Mashallah.
Before I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, no. Google that.
I want to say I know what it means. Like but I don't want to like say it wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Positively denote something of greatness or beauty in it to express feelings. It means God has willed it.
Ah,
I know how to say that, but I don't know how to say that in English. Like I know how to say it in my language, but I was like, okay, let me say it in English.
Oh,
but let me switch it up.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
like the smaller mashal and then Allah.
Hmm.
So it's like in that.
nice. That's
Interesting.
That's a great name.
Why real estate?
That's where the money is.
Why real
Is it?
estate? You
Yeah,
gotta-
that's investments.
curious.
Properties. That's where. I mean, everyone's buying a house.
And then you
Everyone's-
can sell your own salons to yourself.
Bro, I mean, honestly, I wasn't really looking. Like, real estate can mean so many things. It can mean residential real estate, commercial,
Right, definitely.
anything.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
definitely leaning towards commercial, like warehouses. Everyone's starting a business these days. That's what it is. Everyone has their own LLC, DBA.
Yeah.
Everyone's becoming their own boss. So
Yeah.
I definitely think that I would go into. I'm definitely going to commercial real estate. So I'm building warehouses. I'm building
Yeah.
buildings. It's like tenant. Like I'll have tenants.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do.
You see, that's good though, man, because not everybody does that. That's been,
Yeah, I know.
you know
I
what I'm
did
saying?
a lot of
Like
research.
that's
I read a lot of books.
I mean, that's a grade A hustling right there, man. I mean, that's you got your future locked in. You locked in for real.
telling you.
There you go. It's just like that.
Locked in.
You see, you gotta be locked. You got
Then a flame comes out.
You gotta be
That's
locked
cool.
in. You gotta be locked
Yeah.
in, Sal.
I'm
100%.
kind of curious though, because sometimes it can be a little bit intimidating to the regular Joe guy, like a woman in your position that's
Ooh,
businessy,
yeah.
very like that. How would you feel if you met a guy that really nice guy, great dude, but doesn't have the same drive? Like he's cool with his job, his 9 to 5, and doing his work, but he's a great guy. Like, how would you feel about this? Is that off-putting for you?
A little bit. I feel like with that lifestyle that I want for myself, can he keep up? Like, is he okay with me taking business calls while, like, you know, like I've taken business calls while I'm at brunch with my girls. Like I've.
That's
It's-
just rude.
I know that is kind of rude, but hey, my girls really understand me. They're like
Sure.
they're really cool about it. Like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Can he just keep up? Is he okay with that? Like again, if he can, I don't want to say like I would want to be the breadwinner between the two of us, but I definitely do want somebody. I don't know. If he can bring out the feminine side of me, I feel it would be okay. But
Well, you
I-
don't have to be a businessy guy for that though. To
you
bring
definitely
out the
don't
feminine
exactly.
side
Yeah,
of a
if he can bring
person.
that side out of me, that's all I really need.
Okay.
So,
So what if he wants to be a stay-at-home dad? Like he cooks, he cleans, he takes care of the kids.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I feel like it depends on if he has like a stay-at-home job. You know, like, is he able to still hustle and do something equivalent to you while being at home?
Well, I asked that because in the sense of like, if we switch it over, right? Let's say you were a dude, right? And you've got this hustle the same way you do, where you're learning, you're going to school, but you've got flipping cars and you own your own businesses. Now you're going into real estate, da. And if the woman stays at home, like let's say you're a dude, you find a woman, she's a very loving woman and all that, and stays at home with kids, cleans, cooks. Does she have to have a hustle?
I would say I'd want her to I just want her to, gosh, if I'm speaking from a different point of view, if I'm the man and the woman, I want her to at least be doing something, you know? I want her to have doing something at least. Of course, like, yeah, take care of the kids, have the house clean when I'm home. Like,
Right. You see how when you switch over to when you're in the other shoe, it seems a little different.
yeah.
But
like,
I don't think it is.
it depends. If she's not working and I'm providing, okay, I kind of, and I'm paying for everything. I'm paying for the bills. I'm paying for everything. Yeah, I definitely want you to at least have something, you know? Like, I'm coming home from after a hard day. I want the house clean. I want dinner prepared. You're not working. You're staying at home and I'm providing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's got to be something you got to do for me.
But does she have to have a business?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But I don't want you to be bored. I mean, if I'm providing, it's fine. You don't even have to have anything. You can go out for brunch, whatever. Do whatever. Honestly, just do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
As long as like my needs are still being met.
Perfect.
I do think that people underestimate the work it takes to be a stay-at-home anything, whether it's a stay-at-home wife or a stay-at-home father. I do think that people underestimate how much of a full-time job it is, especially if you have 2 or 3 kids and live in a very big house.
That's true.
It can almost a lot of guys especially will hate to hear me say this, but it's almost equivalent to a full-time job.
Honestly,
It's not a job, though.
What?
It's a responsibility. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Having the job, you get paid for it. You don't get paid for raising your kids and taking care of a household.
yeah, but
In
kids are
a
gonna
sense,
grow up.
right? In a sense, the payment is basically the end result, right? Your kids are being educated, they're being raised,
Mm-hmm.
the house is being kept up with. You know, you're doing what you have to do to keep up with the family, but it's not a job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it is. A job is I wake up, I go work, they pay me.
Yeah.
That's a job.
Do you think it's harder? or
When
easier?
do the kids say, "Hey, mom, great job. Here's your check."
That's true. A job
That
is
never happens.
you're being rewarded
Yeah.
with money.
Yeah.
With houses, kids, you're not being really rewarded. I mean, you're getting shown appreciation.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
Just like
and
you
then
were
that's-
saying, the other person comes home, you know, you were saying, like, where's the money that I make whenever I'm the stay-at-home? Well, just like you're expecting to come home to a clean house, the person who's been taking care of the house is expecting you to come home with money. So it's kind of like you both kind of cleared the other situation out for the other person.
Well, no, yeah, I agree with that. But what we were talking about earlier was what you said, that where I'm going with this is like me, myself, if I'm the provider, I'm the hustler to where my wife can be at home taking care of the kids in the house. She doesn't need to have another little hustle like
Yeah.
her hustle. Like her hustle is making sure everything's good.
Yes.
You didn't go out and blow my money.
Mm-hmm.
You took care of the kids. And when I got home, there was food, house was clean, and we spent time together.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't think it should be expected any other different if the guy was the stay-home person. He shouldn't have to have a job. His responsibility is making sure he doesn't blow the money that the woman is working hard for. The house is kept up with, and the kids are good. And when she gets home, there's food, and y'all can relax.
I don't know. For a woman, I feel like a woman wants a man who's a leader as well.
Oh, no, I
So-
agree with that, for
So
sure.
I definitely, I personally, I would want somebody who's working. But obviously, my end goal is financial freedom. So I don't even want to be working anymore. I work a little bit from my laptop, and there you go. That's my income. I have money going in even while I'm sleeping. That's my goal. So, and then I'm traveling the world with my partner, whatever. So I don't know. I do want a hustler, just like that, just like me, someone who's really driven.
Cool.
Oh, we have something to talk about.
No, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was asking out of curiosity just because there's preferences, right?
Of
like
course.
there's certain people that are okay with it, like women that are very, driven, and the guy is maybe just a simple guy who just he's okay with his job and he likes living just simply.
Yeah, of
like,
course.
There's women that are okay with that. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, that's cool. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just depends as a man too how you feel about that. Some men are intimidated by it because they're like, yeah, she's like really driven, makes a lot of money, and is like really well kept and all that. And I just do my regular 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And it intimidates them, so they don't go for those kinds of girls. So it's all really, it's the reason I asked that was just a understanding, like maybe where your mindset is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their own little, whatever it is they prefer.
And I can definitely feel intimidation sometimes whenever I do explain myself to men, especially like if I'm like with my friends and they have like their friends come by and they are male, they're men, and when I do talk about what I do, they're like, oh wow, like they weren't expecting that. So I can feel it. I can literally feel it from them, the intimidation, like the whoa. Yeah,
Like,
and I know.
Don't talk to her.
Like, yo, she too much for you. Go for a simple one. It's too complex.
Yeah.
She's trying to go to space, bro. Don't do
It's
it.
like, bro, she's trying to be a Martian, bro. Like, this is
Martian.
stay here.
Martianelle.
Yeah.
She's trying to put
Mashal the Martian.
She's trying to put Mashal real estate on Mars, bro. Don't do it.
That'd be crazy.
Mashal the Martian.
Yeah, there you go.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Marshalling.
Martian. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, yeah. I was just trying to get an understanding of that because there's different ideas behind that, right? Like there's certain people that are like, oh, stay at home, man, that's weird. I've never thought it was weird. You tell me, a man that's able to cook and clean, a man that's able to wash dishes, a man that's able to do anything in like indoor wise. Do you think that's weird?
No,
Okay.
I think that's amazing. I think that's rare, and that's amazing. I've yet to meet somebody who's like that.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I'm saying that because in the masculine end, the machismo, there's been there like, oh, a man should never be washing the dishes and cleaning in the house. It's like, but how do you express or believe lead by example if you're not willing to wash a dish, if you're not willing to sweep, you're not willing to mop? I feel like as a man, you show that. As a leader, you show, hey, I want to keep up with my house, right? So I pitch in, to help out in the sense of like if both of y'all work, right? Like the wife works, the husband works, then you say, hey, well, I'm take care of the cooking today, and I'll help you with dishes, or we help each other with cooking. There's nothing wrong with that, but along the lines, somewhere it's driven to think, oh, men shouldn't wash dishes or this, that, and the third. I don't believe in that. I say lead by example. Help out. Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think about that, Ruben?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a man, helping out around the house and washing some dishes or whatever. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's like you said, man, lead by example. That's the best way to show, get, mop some floors, wash some dishes, I mean, I agree with that though, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with a man showing that he's going to do some stuff,
And a lot of men like live by themselves as well, so they're definitely learning how to do that on their own. Yeah,
I mean, so it doesn't make sense for someone to have that belief of the women should do it, but he's single, so he's just gonna let his house or his apartment just get trashed out, So obviously you're gonna have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
So why not apply that to a relationship when you're with someone to show them that you're in to help them out, so they're not overwhelmed by everything, Especially like when both people work. The woman doesn't want to come home at the end of the day. Like, oh, great, now I got to clean the house. Now I got to do
everything.
this.
Yeah.
Now I got to do this, where the dude probably gets off earlier and he's just there, whatever. And you could have done something too. And then it just starts a whole bunch of.
Yeah, relationships are definitely there are a lot of work. I would say relationships are almost like a part-time job.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot. People kind of underestimate relationships.
There you go. There's your next job.
My next side hustle.
My next side hustle. You just see somebody, hey, dude, you're my next side hustle. It's like, what the fuck?
What you? I'm a side hustle.
Oh, I'm gonna flip you, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, how much do you think I could get for Ruben?
Oh,
Oh
my
I
god.
got that.
Oh boy.
God, here we go.
Can I get some numbers? How much?
Hey,
y'all-
guy.
No, you
Be
can't.
very careful, okay? All right.
Has a lot of miles.
Oh, check that Carfax report.
Your
better
pigmentation
check
and
the
you're talking
Three
about
previous
selling people. Oh, you.
Don't.
It's a little tough over there, guy.
He just has 7 owners.
Are you lonely, Alec?
Sometimes.
You have
With
any-
that haircut, you're gonna be more lonely.
Oh, wow.
You're
Damn.
gonna attract more
It's not
testosterone.
a sit down anymore. It's a roast session. Jesus Christ.
It's a roast down.
Oh my goodness. No, but definitely, yeah. And I agree. It's just the relationships get difficult because you're like dealing with a different person, right? And that's always the thing.
We're constantly learning who this person
Right.
is inside out.
Do you believe in a relationship where it's like we have to have everything, maybe not everything, but a majority of things in common? Or do you believe in you know what, I just want to get to meet and know somebody different from me?
Morals and values, I definitely want that to be a common. But if you have different hobbies, let's share that. Like I'll
cool.
do what you want to do. You do what I want to do. Let's have I don't know. I love getting to know somebody completely different. Maybe not completely different, but different.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So
Okay. Yeah.
this, I feel like important things need to be similar. Like
right. There's
values.
things that are non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's like, for example, you mentioned belief. Like, okay, like this is what I believe and this is what we're going to stick to.
Exactly. Or like even like this is a big topic, but like, what do you consider as cheating? What do you like liking a
yes,
photo?
yes,
Do you
yes.
consider that as cheating? You're like, no, I don't consider it. I'm like, all right, well, I consider it as cheating. Are you gonna change that? If you're not willing to change that, you find someone who's the same, because it's not gonna be me. Simple as that.
So you do consider, like, if a guy went and liked a picture, like let's say you're with somebody, right? And he went and liked a picture of a chick on Instagram that had somebody in a bikini. You consider that cheating already?
Yes, there's cheating. There's like micro cheating. I think that's micro cheating.
Correct.
Like you're showing her attention in some type of way. Again, like I've seen guys that have relationships and they're liking my photos, and I'm like, or even liking my stories. And it's like a photo of me. I'm just like, you got a girlfriend. Like, what are you doing over here, bro? It's kind of like I feel embarrassed for him, for her.
Yeah.
Not for her. Sorry, for him. I was like, that's crazy.
I agree with you. I mean, I wouldn't consider it cheating, but like you said, like micro cheating.
Yeah,
and
it's getting there.
Yeah,
type.
basically you're showing you have the potential to do that.
Yes.
Right. And the reason I say that is this might go for the people that are married and saying, well, me liking a picture is nothing bad, right? And they're believers. In the good book, it says anyone who is looking at another person that is not their spouse, get this, it says this, is already committing adultery in their heart.
Exactly. It's giving lust. Like you're a lustful man.
Yep.
Exactly.
And see, some people don't believe that. They're like, "Oh, I'm just looking. I'm just no,
You're not
buddy.
just looking. Like, again, like you said, like your brain is already
It's working. Lascivious thoughts.
It just takes one small step, and you're already there.
I mean, I don't know how many people know this situation, but King David is a very perfect example of that, right? He was married, and then he started observing this woman that was married, one of the soldiers' wife. And instead of, looking away, he just kept looking because she was bathing. And he wasn't just looking at like, oh, she's bathing. No. He was like,
I want in.
nice knockers. It's true.
I mean, I don't know if I would word it like that, but, I guess. He could have said, oh, look, there's a very attractive woman in the water. That's fine. Not say that.
Yeah, we never really think like that.
No, you don't ever really think like that. You.
Sure.
You are off the rockers there, Sal.
Maybe just ever so slightly.
I'm going to get a shirt made with that.
But how we looking, Alec? What's our time look like, bud?
We are over 2 hours now. I know that's important for Mr. Ruben.
Well, he said what was important was his headset, but he didn't have
Yeah.
them.
What's on him right now?
It wasn't on me when we first got here.
No,
so.
I think we're at the time, right, Alec?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I will say this much. It was definitely a great sit down. I enjoyed it. I think we had some very great conversations. You, ma'am, are awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
Definitely.
It was an honor. It's my first podcast.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, look at that. Hey.
We're very happy that this was
Yeah.
you got to be a part of it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What do you think, Ruben?
Yeah, I mean, continue doing what you're doing. Keep being locked in. There you go.
All right, guys. And I think with that, we'll go ahead and close out.
Yes. Yeah.
See you guys on the next one.